My son and I have become interested in space wolves, and in particular, death wolves. Unfortunately, we don't have any transfers to mark the pauldrons of the death wolves, and so I will attempt to paint some freehand. The way to get a design like this at my stage in the painting game is to try again and again until I am successful. I don't have the skill to paint things correctly the first time, which means I get lots of practice. I also get to practice painting the pauldrons again with a highlighted corn red. While the base coat of the corn red was drying, I decided to paint the other pauldron with the design of a gray hunter. I switched to my thinnest brush, even though the pattern on the right pauldron is fairly simple. Just so I have a little bit of extra brush control, I'll go back in and fill it in with a thicker brush so that I can carry more paint. Even with this simple triangular design, I made some mistakes, and I'll have to go back in and fix them. Unfortunately, because I have a gradient on the pauldron, I'll have to mix paint, but I am mixing it to cover the other pauldron, the left pauldron, the one that will have the symbol of the Great Company on it. And so I will have those paints already mixed, and I can select the best color to patch this pauldron. I used that standard method of testing the consistency of paint by brushing it onto my thumb. Unfortunately, this backfired, and as I rested the miniature in my hand, painting details, I inadvertently got some of my red and orange paint on the chainsword and the armored hand of the left side, as well as on the thigh armor. Well, more practice correcting mistakes. And what Space Marine ever complained about getting too much red on his chainsword? The symbol of the Death Wolves, as it reminds me of the story of Skoll and Hati, who will swallow the suns and moon in Ragnarok. It also reminds me a bit of the story of Raven the Trickster stealing the sun and giving it to the people. I imagine having a small group within my army that paints ravens on their pauldrons instead of wolves. thought about adding more detail and color to the sunburst, but decided that white alone was sufficient, particularly because of the amount of time that this miniature is taking me and the fact that I hope to be able to reproduce this on an entire army. I was not able to paint this Marine from beginning to end in one day, but my goal really is to finish a miniature each day, and since this one had already been begun and I needed to finish it, it was a good step in my journey on this February painting challenge. My next step will be to figure out how to paint a matching Marine, and my goal will be to do so in under 2 hours. I really like how this Marine turned out. I'm not sure I'll be able to reproduce this symbol of the great company, and I would like to have a slightly slenderer wolf's head. But overall, I'm happy with this result. I hope you have great success if you choose to freehand your great company symbols. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your valor.